Yes, today we are discussing the best macro lenses. So that you're in the right place. We have tried to include in-depth information on macro lenses in our video, which will be enough to fulfill all of your needs. All of them are maintaining their features, prices, quality, durability and reputation of the manufacturer and real customer feedback. Today you can buy the best macro lenses. We think this list will be very worthy to you. Now, let's get started with the video. At first we have Sigma Macro 105mm/2.8 EX-DGOSHSM. Despite its budget-friendly asking price, in the UK and Europe, at least this Sigma lens boasts fast, quiet and accurate ring-type ultrasonic autofocus, a 3-position range limiter switch and optical stabilization with dual stack and panning modes. Quality glass includes 2 SLD, special low dispersion optical elements, and the lens is supplied complete with a soft case, a hood, and even a hood converter to optimize efficiency with APS-C format rather than full-frame cameras. Sharpness is highly impressive and the effectiveness of stabilization is worth about 4 stops in general shooting, but of little use for extreme close-ups. See our full Sigma 105mm/2.8 EX-DGOSHSM review. Opens in new tab. After the first position we have Canon AFF017N700 L Macro ISUSM. Along with sturdy L-series build quality, Canon's 100 Macro features hybrid optical stabilization. Typical upmarket attractions include ring-type ultrasonic autofocus and a 3-position autofocus limiter switch, which can lock out the short or long end of the range. The lens also has weather sealing and an ultra-low dispersion element. Image quality remains impressive throughout the aperture range, right down to f/22, helping you to eke out a little extra depth of field. Autofocus is fast and accurate and quiet, but, more importantly for most macro shooting, the manual focus ring is smooth and precise. If you're an EOS R user, the new Canon RF100mm/2.8 L Macro ISUSM opens in new tab. Boasts with 1.4x magnification, 8 stops of stabilization and a boat control ring. The number 3 position is held by Canon RF100mm/2.8 L Macro ISUSM. Somehow Canon did the impossible. The Canon RF100mm/2.8 L Macro ISUSM takes everything that was great about the EF version of this lens and makes it even better. Magnification? Boosted at 1.4x. Stabilization? Up to 8 stops on the EOS R5 and R6. Though, even more beautiful, thanks to a control ring that shifts the lens elements. Focus and breathing? Faster and more controlled than ever. It's a superb standalone portrait lens as well, with pin-sharp rendering and a flattering focal length. If you're an EOS R series shooter and you want to photograph close-ups of small things and large things alike, you've just found your next purchase. Unfortunately, the price has increased along with the specs, so start saving. Next at number 4 we have Tamron AFF017N700 SP/2.8 IVC USD Macro. Sadly, it has recently been discontinued, but Tamron's SP/2.8 IVC USD Macro is one of the best macro lenses that DSLR owners can buy. It is still widely available on the second-hand market, so we're keeping it in our guide, but you can expect stock and prices to fluctuate. Upgraded optics from the previous version include 2 XLD, extra low dispersion elements and 1 LD element, plus dual nanostructure and conventional coatings. Good build quality includes weather-sealed and a keep clean fluorine coating on the front element. There's also a hybrid optical stabilizer, which counteracts the effects of XY shift as well as vibration, enhancing performance in close-up shooting. Even so, it's no real substitute for a tripod as you near the very shortest focus distance. The number 5 position is held by Tokina ATX-i 100mm/2.8 FF Macro. Tokina's ATX-PR100 macro lens was launched all the way back in 2006. The replacement ATX-i interactive model came to market in 2019, with a fresh look that makes the lens appear more up-to-date. Looks can be deceiving though, and the newcomer has the same optical path as the original, featuring 2 spherical and 2 super low dispersion glass elements. Further similarities are that it has an extending inner barrel which protrudes further at shorter focus distances, and that only the Canon mount edition has an autofocus motor. Image quality is very good with impressive levels of sharpness and minimal distortion, while lateral chromatic aberration is fairly minimal. It's a good buy at the price, but the redesign is mostly cosmetic. The number 6 position is dominated by Canon AFF017N700 Macro ISSDM. Despite having a chamfered front end on its extending inner barrel, this lens's working distance for full magnification macro shots is so short that it can often cast a shadow over the object you're shooting. As with Canon's EF-S35 lens for APS-C format DSLRs, included above, a built-in LED macro light adds illumination. Again, you can alter the brightness level and choose whether to use the lamp as a circular ring light or just to employ one side or the other. Other similarities include a hybrid image stabilizer and stepping motor autofocus system. The smaller EOS M's party trick is that it adds a super macro mode, which increases the maximum magnification factor from 1.0x to 1.2x, though you can't focus on faraway subjects in this mode. Taking the crop factor of the smaller EOS M sensor into account, this lens gives nearly twice the maximum magnification of shooting with a 1.0x macro lens on a full-frame camera. Finally, the number 7 position is dominated by Nikkon's Z MC105mm/2.8 VRS. Nikkon's MC105mm is one of 2 new Z-mount macro lenses. There's also the cheaper Z MC50mm/2.8, which is a good lens, but this MC105mm has a more practical focal length for macro photography and is a properly pro-grade lens. It's well worth the extra cost. Sublime image quality for both general shooting and extreme close-ups is backed up by a super fast and highly accurate autofocus system, along with highly effective optical VR, vibration reduction that can work in tandem with the in-body stabilizers of Nikkon's full-frame Z-series cameras. Handling Exotica includes a multi-function OLED display, a customizable lens function button and control ring, plus an autofocus range limiter, along with an electronically coupled focus ring that enables ultra-fine adjustments. Everything's wrapped up in a tough, weather-sealed construction. Image quality, all-round performance and handling are simply sensational. See our full Nikon Z MC105mm/2.8 VRS review. That's all for today. All the product links in the description down below. We are uploading different types of review videos according to the needs of our subscriber. So, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button for the upcoming video notification.